From Hollywood, the Screen Directors Playhouse. Screen Directors Playhouse, star Dorothy McGuire, production Spiral Staircase, director Robert Ziotmak. The Hollywood Screen Directors present a play on silent words, the motion picture drama Spiral Staircase, starring Dorothy McGuire in her original role of Helen.
Golly, Helen, Sunday school is all right, but I wish they'd treat us like women. My golly.
They make us skip the book of Ruth and the Song of Songs, which is Solomon.
Especially that. My golly, it's in the Bible.
Oh, it's beautiful. My beloved spoke and said unto me, Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. For lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone.
What's wrong with that, I'd like to know.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And St. Elmo. What's wrong reading St. Elmo? Now, if you ask me, I think that My golly, a fire on Sunday?
Yes.
Let's follow it, Helen. Run! Helen, it's your house. There's Mother in the window. Mother! Daddy! Help me.
It's no use.
Oh, I'm going inside.
It's no use,
Let me
Helen.
go. Let me go. Let me go. Burning. Mother!
There she goes.
Mother!
Hush, child. Mother. Don't cry out. Don't speak. There's no need to speak now. It's all over, my daughter. So hush. Hush. Hush.
From that day on, I was never able to speak again. Whenever I tried, I'd hear my mother's voice again. My mother who had died in the fire, saying,
Hush, child. Hush.
I could make people understand me with simple signs, a nod, a shake of my head, pad and pencil. Later, I left my hometown to take domestic work with the Warren family, Professor Albert Warren, his half-brother Stephen, and his stepmother, Mrs. Warren. It was all I wanted. Then, one Friday evening, I was coming home from the village where I'd gone to see that newfangled amusement motion pictures. It was a bleak November dusk, and there'd been some mysterious excitement in town. Something quite terrible. I didn't know what.
Helen? Helen, is that you in the road?
Oh, it's Dr. Perry. It's the young doctor who likes me, I think.
Helen? Oh, it is you.
Nod and smile, Helen, as though you could speak, but choose to nod and smile as ladies do by choice.
Yeah, it's good to see you smile. Well, hop in, and I'll drive you right onto the Warrens' gatehouse. Here's a hand. Up you go. There. Yep, Galen. Well, I've missed you, Helen. How have you been, Helen?
Smile and nod. Good.
Good.
Oh, he's missed me, he says.
It wasn't a very nice thing happened in town on your day off.
Oh, what was it, I wonder?
Young woman, rather pretty young cripple, was murdered. Do you know that?
Another one.
And I'm telling you because I want you to be very careful about going out after nightfall, that's all.
Oh, he's kind. Could he really like me?
Now tell me. How much longer are you going to stay on at the Warrens?
I know what he means.
You know, you've got to make an effort to get back your voice, Helen.
Oh, he mustn't.
Oh, I know. Much rather I wouldn't talk about it.
I would rather.
Not that there isn't a certain beauty and grace in your stillness. You're not mute. You're still, but somehow eloquent.
Oh, I love him so.
And everything you think is in your eyes, Helen. Good night, Helen. Be careful.
Hurry. Only a few more yards to the house. Rattle a stick on the picket fence. My kind of whistling in the dark. Crippled girl murdered. Why? Who? Faster. Faster. Run.
Oh, it's you, Helen.
Professor Warren. He looks worried or angry.
I'm glad you're here, Helen. I wonder if you'll go up to see my stepmother. She's feeling worse again. Thank you, Helen. Thank you.
Where have you been, Helen? It's late.
She never remembers my night out.
Oh, put that eternal pencil and pad away. Never mind.
She's ill. She doesn't mean to hurt.
I hoped you were never coming back tonight.
Why? What can she mean?
Helen, run away. If you know what's good for you, run away.
What's she saying?
Leave this house tonight.
Helen, Mother.
Oh, don't call me Mother, Albert.
The most shocking thing has happened in town.
There's been another murder.
Why, how would you know?
Yes, how?
How do you know, Albert?
Well, the constable was just here. Very curious. I'm mentioning this in Helen's presence for good reasons. Every one of those murdered girls had some kind of affliction.
Affliction?
Yes, the servant girl had a bad scar. Second one was wrong in the head.
This one limped.
Albert, where is Stephen?
Stephen?
Has Stephen come in yet?
Why?
Answer me.
No. Why?
Because there's the rain. He'll be drenched. That's why.
I want Helen to be especially careful for the next few days.
He's good, too. Kind and thoughtful and good.
Helen, if you see anything at all outside this house that makes you suspicious, I want you to tell me.
Yes, nod yes. Thank you.
I have some dictation to give Blanche on my book. Remember what I told you, Helen. And don't trust anyone.
Helen, pack your things and leave.
Leave? No. Why? Where? No.
Shake your head off if you like, but leave tomorrow. Meanwhile, there's a gun in my dresser.
No, I'm afraid of guns.
Stop shaking your head at me, girl. Stop contradicting me. You're in danger here. Do you want...
It's an attack.
Dr. Perry. Get me, Dr. Perry. Hurry. Stephen?
Yes, Mother. I just got in.
Drenched. His shoes coated with mud.
Where's Dr. Perry?
On the way, Mother.
There's been another murder.
Oh, has there?
Oh, why didn't you stay in Paris?
Don't you want me with you, Mother?
Where were you tonight?
If you must know...
I must know, yes.
She knows something.
I was out walking with Blanche.
Oh.
Blanche, Professor Warren's secretary. They both look
I think the professor will want to talk to you, Stephen.
About the murder?
Why, no, Stephen. About Blanche, his secretary.
Very well, Mother.
It's quiet now. We're waiting for Dr. Perry to arrive. Quiet now, but the professor and Stephen have had a dreadful quarrel about Blanche. She's very pretty and no afflictions, and so men quarrel over her. Stephen and the professor hate each other, and it's so terrible. Both, after all, had the same father. Dr. Perry!
Dr. Perry, you look a little like my husband.
Oh, really, Mrs. Warren?
Yes.
Was he kind to
He
her
had a
husband?
sure step,
Gentle and
a
kind to
strong
girls
hand,
with
good
afflictions.
eyes.
Well, I'm flattered. Thank you.
He always told me I wasn't as beautiful as his first wife, but that I was a much better shot.
She has a gun in this very room.
Yes, the beauty my husband admired was the beauty of strength and of character. And both of his sons were weaklings. Stephen and the professor.
I'm weak, too. Afflicted.
Dr. Perry, you love Helen.
Mrs. Warren.
If you love her, and I know you do, get her out of this house.
Now, you're upsetting yourself again.
Get her out of this house while there's still time. Do you hear me? Do you? Do you? Do you?
Helen, brandy, quickly.
Brandy. I've looked everywhere. None. None in the pantry, none in the closet. I'll run into the study to find Professor Warren. Brandy.
Write it out, Helen, will you?
Yes. B-R-A-N-D.
Brandy.
Yes, brandy, yes.
I'll have to fetch a bottle from the cellar. Get Mrs. Oates out of the kitchen. Tell her to come with me and bring a candle. Hurry, girl.
Mrs. Warren is resting again. Mrs. Oates is back in the kitchen in a stupor from the brandy she managed to steal when she went down into the wine cellar with Professor Warren. Blanche stays in her room. I wait in the parlor while Dr. Perry gives Professor Warren some instructions.
Helen.
Oh, Dr. Perry, looking so very tired.
I want to talk to you,
Oh,
Helen.
he mustn't apologize.
Here, sit next to me here.
Oh,
on the
he mustn't
sofa.
try to explain that it was Mrs. Warren and not he who said he loves me. I understand.
I've been thinking things over, Helen. Mrs. Warren is right.
He says Mrs. Warren is right.
You should come away with me tonight.
Oh, he does
You
love
can
me.
stay at my mother's house until I take you to Boston to see a specialist.
Oh, afflicted.
Helen, the Fabers on Pepper Street have an out-of-town guest, Betty Lindstrom.
Betty Lindstrom.
She went to Sunday school with you years ago.
Sunday school. Betty Lindstrom.
She tells a story about a young girl walking home from Sunday school one day.
No.
And when she wasn't far from home, she heard a fire engine rushing down the street. It was her own home, wrapped in flames, her mother and father trapped inside. She tried to scream.
Mother.
Scream, Helen.
I can't.
Scream.
Can't.
Try.
I'm trying.
Try.
Trying. Shh. Yes, Mother. Hush.
Helen, you can speak. Speak. Helen. Helen, I'm sorry. I was
know.
trying to help you.
I know. He's so good.
Well, that must be for me, Helen. I left this number with the Wilsons. Their boy is very sick. Here, I'll write the Wilson telephone number on your notepad. 189.
189.
Yes, and have Mrs. Oates call me there if you need me. Now, if you'll go to the door with me, I'll take it as a sign that you forgive me. Ah, it's a wretched night. But the rain's over.
Nod, yes.
Smile, Helen, please.
Smile.
That's better. Thank you.
Thank me.
Now, be sure and lock the door, won't you? And don't open it for anyone but me.
But before he went,
Good night, Helen.
he kissed me. He kissed me. He wants me to come away with him. He kissed me. How was it long ago in the Bible, in the Song of Songs, which is Solomon's? My beloved spoke and said unto me, Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away with me. For lo, the winter is past.
It's a wretched night. What? The rain's over?
The rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth, and the time of singing is come.
Arise, my love, and let me see thy countenance.
He loves me.
Let me see thy
He
countenance.
loves me.
Let me hear thy voice.
Voice.
For sweet, sweet is thy voice, and thy countenance is comely.
Voice.
Let me hear thy voice. Let me hear thy voice. Let me hear thy voice.
Hush, daughter. Hush.